Hello and welcome to Chick Chat and Chill. So, do you ever have those things that are going on in your head? You're in a situation and you're like, what can I say out loud? And it's all those intrusive thoughts that come in. So, that's going to be what this episode's about. I think it's going to be funny because we all have them. We all know what they are. And yet, no one says them out loud until today.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome back to Chick Chat and Chill. I'm Antoinette and I'm actually the owner of Pixel This, which is a full service design firm. We've done all sorts of different designs from small companies to big companies, anything from big global campaigns that are like millions of dollars to somebody just wanting to send out a postcard for their, immediate, town or business or whatever. So it really doesn't matter the scale of what you're doing, but it really does matter on the message and that it fits your business properly. And that's what's going to drive business. But today's topic's going to be super interesting. But before we dive in, I got to introduce Laura, my co-host.
Hi, I'm Laura Fickett. I love to help people make more money. I own Fickett Financial Education and Business Coaching, where we help people make more money, manage it better, retain it to build their wealth. Whether you're an individual or a business owner, you have to learn how to make money while you sleep. You have to learn how to get your money to make money for you, or else you're going to be struggling paycheck to paycheck longer than you want to be, or maybe for the rest of your life. I do free consultations. So let's have a little chat. Look me up, Laura Fickett, Lora. And the last name is Fickett, Fick. The I is very important. Fickett. And I will set up a free consultation with you, and we will see how we can improve your life with finances. But today, intrusive thoughts. So I have been told that not everybody has inner thoughts. Like, that to me is really weird because I have a lot of inner thoughts, and I try like Jesus, fill me with the Holy Spirit when I feel depleted or I feel impatient or I feel frustrated. But sometimes these intrusive thoughts just enter my head, and thankfully, like, they don't come out. When I'm 80, I don't know what's going to happen. But do you ever have thoughts where you just get so distracted, or like, I watched the show back, like, I don't know, 30 years ago, like Ally McBeal, or maybe 20 years ago, where they would literally pause it and she would like strangle someone because she was getting like so frustrated. And then it would like play again. And she was like, oh, really? That's how you feel about that? But in her head, she like just wanted to strangle her. And the episodes were so funny because I could totally relate.
Yeah.
Because I mean, just today, I was in a networking meeting and I was talking to somebody that I felt was being not respectful. And I thought, the things that I would love to do if I didn't have Jesus in my heart. It's just intrusive.
Yeah.
And I know it's not from God, and it's probably from Satan because a lot of them are so bad, but it's intrusive. Sometimes they're positive. I'm sure, like, you're single, right? You might see somebody and you might have some.
Yeah, I might have some impure thoughts.
She might have
not gonna lie. Actually, one of my words, this is bad, but this is like a gym intrusive thought, but you're gonna hate this. I know you are.
Oh my
But when a guy's like lifting weights and they're like, I'm like, I wonder if that's their face.
What? Oh my God, we're gonna have to start editing them.
But I can't. Again, I don't tap him on the knee and go, hey, is that? But that's a funny one, I don't
I'm
know.
having an intrusive thought right now.
Like, what?
That requires duct tape.
Yes. Okay, I'll keep them G-rated. But
yes.
No, but there's like time. I know.
I thought you were going to talk about the grunting that they do.
No.
But,
well, there's also the thing,
like, oh my gosh, really? Just put less weight on. Like,
yeah, I think that's for show. But then you have the people that like they're lifting weights and they're staring at themselves in the mirror, or they're lifting up I'm like, do you not own a mirror in your home? Like, is this the only place that we all have to watch you? Like,
I mean, if you've been to Walmart after midnight, some people probably don't have mirrors in there.
It's true. But
sometimes I have intrusive thoughts, like good intrusive thoughts. Like, sometimes my husband and I will be like out to dinner, we'll be in a group or whatever, and I will look over him and he'll look at me, and I've got some, I mean, we've been together 16 years, been married 14. Like, I have some really intrusive thoughts that, like, you can't say out loud, you can't act upon. You just have to, like, push that down deep.
That's
Like,
under the table.
like, push that down deep. Or, sometimes maybe he says something like, but my 12-year-old doesn't watch the podcast, so I'll tell you this. So we were having a conversation, and I didn't even say anything rude or mean, or I don't know why he felt the need to be so flippant in this, or he likes the shock factor, I think.
Yeah.
He said to me, like, is it your time of the month?
Oh, that's never gonna be. Yeah,
No.
there's a whole lot of thoughts that
The
come out.
amount of intrusive thoughts that ran through my head in a split second, crazy amounts. Like, I thought, like, first I'm like, did his father say that to him? Like, oh, your mom was. Like, then I'm like, how do I reprimand him? It's kind of funny. I really shouldn't laugh. Like, I've got all these thoughts going on in my head. It's a bad one.
Or I get a lot too, like when you're stuck in a conversation with somebody and you're like, okay, how do I plan my escape? Like, what's an easy way to like exit this conversation? Or, oh my God, they just talked about this. Like, this is the third time I heard about like how they made biscuits for breakfast this morning, whatever it is. And you're just like, their lips are moving and your whole conversation is like the exit strategy. And then you'll get saved by someone that comes by. You're like,
I got stuck in a conversation like that once, and always in an establishment that a friend of mine owns. And now we come up with a signal that I like. If I go like this, like, and I rub the back of my neck, then he interjects, because it was somebody I didn't even know, and they switched like topics 100 times in like a span of like 30 minutes, and I was just trying to follow them, and I know they felt the need to talk to me, and I thought, like, oh God, am I supposed to be standing here talking to them? Like, so many intrusive thoughts. I'm like, what happens if they just die right now? Like,
yeah.
do I do CPR? Do I wait for the
I like, there's the song that came out like maybe like a year ago, but to me, it was so true. Is like, I'm sorry I'm late, but I didn't want to come. It was like, I really didn't want to be here. So like I dragged myself as slow as possible to get here.
Well,
And-
it's true though, right? Because
Yeah.
if you're going on vacation, like my kids, drag them out of bed to go to school every day, probably 90% of the time. We got to get out of bed and like outside in cold weather to get into a limo to go to the airport, to go to Aruba. Those kids are like, wide awake. If they want to do it,
Yeah.
they can get up.
Yeah.
Here's a fun fact. Here's a fun financial fact for you. You just heard me say limo, and you're like, wow, she takes a limo to the airport. Fancy, right? I have 4 kids, and my husband and I, 6 people. Sometimes it actually is cheaper to rent a limo than a minivan to the airport. And would you rather show up at the airport in a limo or a minivan? Hello.
Yeah.
Or as my friend says, hello.
Well, we used to actually, I mean, they changed it now where now they have this thing, if you rent a car and you don't return it at the same spot, it costs more but I used to do a one-way rental.
Yeah, right.
And that was so much cheaper
I do those.
than parking,
Yeah. Yes.
And then you have flight flexibility that if this flight gets canceled, whatever, you could go to a different airport and just do the same thing. So I was with you with that one.
Totally true. People don't, but the thing about we're going to get off topic if I keep going, but the thing about finances is I have like 1,000 different solutions in my head, and that's what I help my clients with. Like, because they're really only thinking about one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I've got 1,000,000 different solutions in my head, because this is the only thing I do. Because you learned on the last podcast, I don't stretch. And then, I'm detracted by all these intrusive thoughts. So like,
Well, I know one, like in a business setting too, like if you're in a meeting and the meeting's going on and on and on, and you're like, this could have been an email. Like, honestly, like you dragged how many people in a room, wasting all our times when literally like we're covering nothing that could have been not done in a short email.
if you want to stop those, figure out exactly how much it costs and tell the boss. And they'll be like, oh, maybe we should just meet in smaller groups. Yeah. How about that? Because the first half hour of this meeting didn't pertain to me at all.
Yeah.
Could have been working.
Yeah.
That's an intrusive thought that you don't actually say out loud.
Yeah.
But like when you interact with people you don't like, coworkers, bosses, clients, in networking, I find that you do have a lot of negative, intrusive thoughts.
Yeah.
So I try to reframe my intrusive thoughts into positive ones. And I know Antoinette does this too. Like if somebody is speaking and I'm like, could they just like, please God, give them laryngitis? Which is kind of funny because I lose my voice like quite frequently. So
So
somebody else is praying.
lot of people are
A lot of
for
people are
that.
praying. A lot of people are
Hint,
praying.
hint.
A lot of people are praying that I lose my voice. God and I were tight.
But
We keep it going.
but I know an area that I know your inner voice comes out a lot because you driving.
Oh,
Okay. But that's all the time, like,
it doesn't come out with people in the car. I'm very, very good. If my 12-year-old is in the car, I keep it. If my 12-year-old is not in the car, I don't even understand anymore. Like,
the left lane's for fast people, like,
oh,
keep it moving. You know,
listen.
there's all those, yeah.
So, I mean, I drive, one of my vehicles is a 10,000-pound yellow Hummer. Okay. I will be in a left lane. Somebody will be in a right lane. We are both turning right, 2 lanes turning right. We go to turn and they just come in my lane. Do you not see this school bus looking beast next to you? Like, really, I can't stop
No.
they're not intrusive. They're just horrible thoughts that come
Yeah.
out of my head. I just don't understand. But people are distracted, like so many accidents from their cell phones, and I think people should maybe have to take the exam over again. I don't know what the deal is. Some people don't know the rules of the road.
No, or they think, like,
Dash cam, people. Everybody needs a dash cam.
I think we were having a conversation the other day about that, and I think I'm gonna get one, honestly.
Oh
I
yeah,
think it's just a smart thing just because there's a
yeah.
lot of morons out there,
And there's a
it's
lot
just
of road
ridiculous.
rage and all
Yeah.
kinds of other stuff. Like I told you about that guy that we were getting on an on-ramp. He was behind me and he was mad because my vehicle doesn't go as fast as his, or I don't know what his problem was. Then we get on the highway, cuts in front of me, half in my lane, and slams on his brakes. Well, 10,000 pounds doesn't stop as quick as you think it does.
Yeah.
Almost hit him.
Yeah.
If I had hit him, would have been my word against him. But that dash cam, apparently, I've been told I could have just ran him over.
Food for
Intrusive
thought.
thought.
Yep. But
Some of the other intrusive thoughts, I think, like, they happen in close relationships, right? Because,
oh, I know one.
like, if you're in a close relationship with a spouse or parent, I mean, you have to be respectful, right?
Yeah.
But you just can't help when people say the stupidest things.
Yeah.
I just can't help but like have these thoughts like, oh, please make it stop.
Or the worst is, like, you're lying. I know you're lying. Like,
Oh,
do you honestly think I'm that stupid that I'm buying this BS? Like,
yeah, like you
yeah.
just traveled around the moon. I'm just kidding.
No, but you get that, you know, someone comes home late, "Oh, well, it was this," or, you know, something stupid, and
Oh,
you're
you
like,
smell like perfume.
no, but it was, like, something silly that it was like, you know, just admit that whatever,
Oh,
you know.
the lying.
Yeah.
I can't even. I grounded my daughter for like 3 months, and she doesn't, that I know of. Of course, I mean she hasn't lied to me since because I told her the truth was like going to get her in less trouble.
Yeah.
But the lying, oh, when I know somebody is trying to deceive, or they're lying, or they're trying to be manipulative, and they're talking to me, the amount of intrusive thoughts that go
Yeah.
through my head, it's crazy. So, I mean, you're not alone. So if you think like, oh, I'm a bad person because I have all these bad thoughts, like you're not alone. Like I try so hard to like include God in my entire life, and to really have him fill me with the Holy Spirit. And I'm like, oh, Jesus, help me through this one. But still, like,
Yeah.
Satan's there and puts these thoughts in your head. And some people like to do his work. So
Yeah.
a lot of people,
But I have, like,
a lot of people working for the wrong person.
but there's so many good intrusive thoughts too. Like sometimes I'll just see something really sweet. Like I brought it up in a podcast the other time where it was like this little 2-year-old was, and the mom was done with the day at the beach and she's trying to get him out of the sandy clothes and put on clean ones. And he's on the tabletop stomping his feet and press his belly. And like in my head, I was just like, that's like the cutest thing ever. And like you almost send all these good vibes to these people. Or
Yeah.
sometimes you'll see somebody like, you know, sometimes I'll see somebody and they might be older or have difficulty with movement and they're having, you know, it's one of those that I'm like, I wish I could help them, but I don't want to, you know what I mean? Like you wish you could help them more, or do something more to them than is just a stranger would do to a person and not, you know,
Here's the
come
key.
across as weird.
Is when to act on the intrusive thought or not act on the intrusive thought. Right. My general rule of thumb is if what's coming into my head is going to be harmful or negative or destructive, I I know it's not from God, and I just try to, like, get rid of the thought.
Yeah.
If it's nice, kind, like, gonna, help make somebody smile or help them, then some of those intrusive thoughts need to actually be vocal thoughts.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing that somebody taught me, at a women's church retreat, and she said that when you're in a car and you're driving by an accident, do like, I hope some of you say, like, "Oh God, I hope nobody's hurt," right? It's just like an automatic thing. I hope nobody's hurt. But that's an thought, intrusive thought that enters my head. But when my son's in the car, she said, say those things out loud, because then your son learns that, oh, every time mom sees somebody that's potentially hurt, mom asks God for help, and then they learn.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So some thoughts need to come out, or sometimes like elderly people, in Italy, my family's from Italy, they get together in the square, these elderly women, and they hang out during the day, and then at night, maybe they're alone and whatever, but elderly people are alone. A lot of people are alone and they're lonely. So if you have like, "Oh, like, look at her cute sweater," like, just
Say it.
say it.
Yeah.
Say like, "Oh my gosh, your sweater is so cute." Like, you might make their day.
Yeah.
If you look at her sweater and you're like, "That's the most disgusting sweater I've ever seen," don't say that one.
Yeah.
Like, use a little common sense with these intrusive thoughts about which ones should come out and which ones shouldn't come out.
And I find too, like when I get these like arbitrary thoughts of like whatever, like I was at a client the other day and he had an issue with like his house was a disaster zone.
Oh,
And
we should mention she also does home inspection,
yeah.
because if you're like, "Wait a second, how does she do pixel this design and his house is a disaster?"
Yeah. So yeah, I also have a home inspection company. So but I was there and house is a disaster. He was doing like a kind of getting a line of a HELOC loan and he was clearly had problems with like he can't pick up anything or whatever. And then I had like a thought which was just maybe I should ask him if he needs anything. Like while I'm there, is there something that he needs on the floor or something put away or whatever? And it was just it's the niceties that you know what I mean? Like when it comes to stuff like that, I'm like, God's telling me
To say it.
to say it
Yeah,
because
that's a God intrusive
yeah,
thought.
yeah.
Like,
So those I always try to say, especially if it's like a service orientated one. Like I had one where was this woman where she was trying to get to some store and she was asking directions and it wasn't really easy. And I just went, you know what? I'm going there. Follow me. So again, it wasn't like I wouldn't have ever volunteered that because I wasn't going there had I not had the intrusive thought of just, you know what, just take her. It's not going to be that big of a deal. And it's those things that we learn to act on,
yeah,
And I find too, like,
that's how you do God's work.
yeah, yeah,
Really, because he's putting those thoughts in your head. The Satan ones, don't act on those.
yeah,
I think people do act on their negative, intrusive thoughts. And then they say, like, well, you made me yell or you got me upset or whatever. No, those were your thoughts that entered your head and you acted on them.
yeah,
Like, you have to take some responsibility and accountability
yeah.
for the fact that if,
Or they'll say like, I got stuck in traffic, or it's always something outside of them. But Um, in the end, like, I think I brought it up before, but there was this guy, Wayne Dyer, who's like one of those motivational people, like uplifting, whatever. And he always would say, like, if you squeeze an orange, what comes out of it? And it's not a trick question, it's orange juice. And it's because why? Because that's what's in it. So if when you get squeezed, which means when you're under pressure or you have a bad day at work or you're in traffic and all this stuff comes out, that's what's in you.
Mhm.
If you did that same thing to like, Mother Teresa or my mom, like I don't think no matter what, she's just never going to curse. She could have the
No,
worst day ever. Could you ever imagine my mom cursing? Like that's just not going to
not
happen.
even like if she stubs her toe or anything. She's
No.
just so cute. Uh, My mom knew curses in English and Italian. She is bilingual swear words. She wasn't bilingual, which is the funny part, just for the bad ones.
Oh, okay.
No, your mom's like, she maybe she just knows how to suppress all of her intrusive thoughts. You'll have to ask her.
Yeah.
Ever watch the podcast?
I'll ask her what are some of her intrusive thoughts. Well,
Yeah.
she like the things that I know she has, like for example, like, she's just a very kind of prim, proper, like, this is the thing. So, I know I had a niece who, she got, like, tattoos or whatever. So, my mom was like, why'd you do that? Like all this stuff. So again, I'm like, Mom, that's an inner voice.
Oh my gosh. Yes. If you want to hear intrusive thoughts, talk to the elderly.
Yeah,
So my aunt
it's like
passed
truth
away.
serum.
Oh yeah. She passed away at 103 last year, and she was like 90. So she was at a party at my house, and my girlfriend had come over with her kids this time and her husband. First time my aunt has ever met the husband, and her husband was kind of attractive. I mean, and the kids were cute and whatever. And she says to my friend, she says, "Oh, now I get it." And my friend's like, "What?" She's like, "I always wondered like how your kids were so attractive, but it's your husband. Your husband's very attractive." And my friend says, "I'm going to go stick my head in the oven." But if you want to hear some intrusive thoughts, like I think 85 and above.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk to them and ask them. I just watched a video on a woman like that, the daughter was asking her, like, "Mom, what are some things that you were married 60 years. What are some things that you didn't like about Dad?" Oh man, that woman, like, hilarious.
My friend told me this. She was like, I forgot how old she was. She was like 45 and she was single. And her mom was literally on her deathbed. So she was talking to her mom and she's like, you know, I've led my life, but am I making mistakes? Should I have had kids, or should I try to get married and have kids, whatever? And her mom looks at her, like literally her last dying words was, "If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't have had children."
Oh man, it's like my mom telling me that she believed in abortion. I wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
that was a bad one. That was a bad day for me. Core memory. If you're telling your kids that, just know that I'm still in my 40s and it's still there.
The one thing that I do want to say about these, like when you say stuff or those intrusive thoughts, I know a lot of times when people hear like good things all the time, but it's those bad things that do have a tendency to stick longer. And it's not that the person is trying to be negative; it's that
I don't think that one was a pretty negative thing.
No, but I'm saying you know what I mean?
Yeah, she wasn't intentionally
so
thinking.
bad. Yeah.
She wasn't intentionally thinking. Like, I don't know. My same aunt, like different. My sister-in-law, she had announced at a birthday party that she was pregnant, and my aunt says to her, "Oh, last time I saw you, I thought you were pregnant." God. So I enjoy hearing people's intrusive thoughts.
Yeah.
But it really, I think 85 and older is where you get them.
Yeah.
Like talk to some elderly people.
Yeah.
They're funny people.
But then there's,
and you know what? But like, if I said that, she would have been upset. She gave my aunt a pass. Like, why is that okay?
But there are some times that you could say something and it's just being quick-witted too.
Oh yeah, I do that.
Like silly stuff like like what do you call it? Last night, Laura's husband was saying something, and we were talking about like operations. He's like, "Oh, my next operation is going to be a lobotomy," and I was like, "I thought that was your last one." It
that was so funny.
But
I really did enjoy that. Yeah. He would not have enjoyed that from me, but he thought it's funny coming from you.
Yeah. So that was.
So maybe we need to share our intrusive thoughts so we can get them out through other people.
Yeah. Just go, do me a favor. Just work this into the next conversation.
My husband's actually a brilliant guy, so that's what makes it funny.
Yeah.
Like, don't joke about people's insecurities.
Yeah.
If he wasn't smart, you wouldn't joke about it.
Well, yeah, I think everyone knew it was a joke.
Yeah. He's smart, so it was a joke. But don't joke about people's insecurities. That's not funny. But oh my gosh, like I have so many now that I'm thinking about my aunt.
A lot of ones that came out.
Oh my gosh, so many that came out. She used to say, "Don't get mad about things. Just say what you want to say and walk away." And really, like
that was her.
That's how she kept her low blood pressure. Like she's from Northern Italy. Like that's how she lived to be 103. She just said what she had to say and then walked away. But sometimes it was funny and intrusive.
Yeah. I can think of so many, like when you're out on like a date and it's somebody that, like when you first meet them, you're like, oh, you're shorter, taller, fatter, uglier than I imagined. Like there's always that. It's so weird because in your head, you build up this thing, like this imaginary person, and then I don't know why. It's not like I ever met them before, but they'll not stack up in some ways. And
It's just like when you're reading a book and then
like
they
you
make a movie
imagine,
out of it.
yeah.
I'm like, that's not the people in the book.
Yeah, that they shouldn't be that thin, or they should be taller.
No,
or
yeah.
why are they a blonde? Damn it.
I didn't write the book, but when I read it, I imagined the characters in the book.
Yeah.
This is the dating one. That's a perfect segue. We've got to wrap things up, but it's a perfect segue into our next conversation.
Which is
body count.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about the Italian body count.
No, we're talking about notches on belts and stuff. And
Yes.
it's like going crazy ridiculous.
It's getting pretty insane.
Yeah.
But to be fair, Antoinette was talking about, like, I was saying to her, I said, on these apps, like, do you swipe right if you like somebody or left? And she said you swipe left if you don't like them, right if you do. And she thinks that, like, your app.
Yeah, so I said if I came up with a dating app, it would be What's Left. Because all the people that swiped right have found true love, and all the ones that are
What's Left. But I think these dating apps, like, although they were intended to help people connect, people are connecting in a very bad way.
Yeah.
Like, people's numbers are rising, and I've read the whole Bible. I know what God's intention is for man and woman, and it is not to have these numbers skyrocket into the double digits and triples.
No, and I think a lot of people are doing a disservice to themselves, like, and they don't realize it. Like, it does kind of erode.
So it's kind of a risque topic. I will try my best to reel Antoinette in. But who knows? Sometimes I go off the rails. So who knows? But we're going to talk about it because if you're a parent, you need to talk to your kids about it. If you're a young person, you need to realize that those numbers don't get erased.
Yeah. And
that number is
they
that
have
number.
Consequences that,
And if you live in the villages in Florida, we're talking to you too. Wear protection, damn it.
We don't know if
just because you're elderly, it doesn't mean you can go to 1,000.
Yeah.
But until we see you again, as always, never stop learning
and never stop laughing. See you soon.